Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next installment of the Brand Your Power Live series featuring our current clients and graduates of the Founder Circle coaching experience who are now amazing coaches out here changing the game and changing lives. I am here with the fabulous Lola and all her wonderful glory. Lola, before I do ask you to introduce yourself and tell us about your business, quick icebreaker. I want you to describe your brand in 3 words.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with ambitious, authentic, and aspirational. All
Okay,
A's.
with
A
okay
plus
with the
plus.
alliteration. I love that. I stand. So tell everyone about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so hello there, lovelies. My name is Lola Chel. I am a model and model coach. I am internationally working, multi-agency represented professional model. I am the dean over at Model University, where models go to educate and elevate themselves to their full potential and paycheck.
I love that. Take us back to the beginning, Lola. Take us back to before coaching was a thing. When did you know you wanted to become a model? How did you jump into that industry in that space?
Okay, so fun fact, I was actually late to the game, super late. Like industry standard wise, why did you even start? You're late. I think that's how late I started. I got started in college. So for a lot of you guys who might not be used to it, there are things called modeling troops. So that's when a group of models get together. It's a very club style situation. They put together fashion shows, demonstrations. It's really cute. Loved it. Learned a lot about runway techniques, working with other models, auditioning. I learned a lot of basics in college. What ended up happening though is right after our first fashion show, the inaugural line of our modeling troupe, I was like, oh, I could do this. And then that following summer, I was just like, well, I did 2 semesters inside of the troupe. I can totally handle modeling. So I just went out and started freelancing. I didn't know what I didn't know. And it was a lot of trial and error. But I stuck with it. I had a lot of come to Jesus moments about making decisions of whether or not I was going to stick to it. Was I going to go just in my line of work of what I've been studying for? Like, I just had a lot of decisions to make. But I decided, hey, your degrees will be there. They will age well, okay? You can always get a regular job. How much time would you actually have with no dependents, in your 20s where people expect you to be broke regardless? How often would you have that space in your life to pursue what you actually want to do? And if you fail, you fail. You're cool. You brush yourself off. You go get, a career track. But in those come to Jesus moments, that's what really helped me to start to like really figure out if I'm going to stick to this, who am I going to be, what am I going to stand for, and then truly pursue modeling to the caliber I am today.
Yeah, and so you mentioned that you went out and started freelancing, and that's part of what you talk about a lot on live, like agency life versus freelance life. So kind of talk to us about the path your career is on. Like, why do you operate in the way that you operate? And what are some of those misconceptions? I love that whenever we chat, I always bring up Tyra Banks, right? Because that's all we all know in mainstream. We just know America's Next Top Model. So is it like that? Is everyone fighting for the contracts? Sis? Like, tell us more.
Okay, so to pull back the curtain a little bit on my personal career. Oh wow, we just lost light, but guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring it back, y'all. Why? Because that's what we deserve to do, guys. That's what we
True
deserve to
professional.
do. Always, always. And this is why you have to have detachable light systems. Dun dun
Yeah.
dun. Bow.
hmm
We're
There we
back.
go. Back
All
at
right.
it.
So, when it comes to pulling back the curtain on my personal career, what ends up actually happening is okay, I have multiple agencies, I work internationally. I've crossed off a lot of my preliminary things that I wanted to achieve when I first started modeling. Wanted to work full time, wanted to work out of the States, wanted to really give women who look like me proper representation in spaces they didn't see themselves in. So, I did that. I continued to do that. And what I ended up noticing is that as I crossed off those goals, I had to create new ones. I can't have a school full of models telling them, hey, you can pursue your dreams. Hey, you can always continue to scale yourself. I'm not doing that myself. Now, agency versus freelance. This is where the next level comes in and why I try to get models to understand freelancing first is a gift. Though my agencies helped me to cross off my original goals, some of them I crossed off myself, others, of course, with agency help. And now that I've gotten the base together, now that I have the fundamentals and the consistent work through agencies and freelance work, the only person who's going to be able to push me to the next level, get me the clients that I want to get the attention that I want to get, build the brand that I want to build, is going to be me. If all you've ever done is be agency represented, they don't build you for that. They don't. I tell people all the time, agencies amplify. Long gone are the days where, in Tyra Banks' case, an agency, she applies to a 7, she gets accepted by the 8th one. They bring her in, they develop her, they put together her book, they make sure she's got classes, they tell her what to do for ghosties. Long gone are those days because it's a liability for the agency. Modeling is a business. All these are classes that I've taught. Like, if you guys want more in-depth, I know I'm speeding through it, but if you want more in-depth information about what I'm talking about, go on my Instagram at LOLACHEL and check out my IGTV channel before a lot of these videos are gone. I go into this. Modeling is business. You have to look at it from the business standpoint. If you're just coming to an agency with an empty portfolio and saying, develop me, they're going to skip right over you and go to the girl who has more to offer or the guy who has more to offer, because they don't have time to invest developing you over 3-6 months for you to wake up 6 months in one day and say, this isn't for me. All that time, all those resources have all been wasted, and you still will owe them for everything that they put you through in development. So when it comes to building a brand beyond your agency, they are there to amplify what you have. If you don't have anything, what are they going to put out? How do they build you? That is why I always tell models, agencies aren't everything, and freelance first. You learn a lot about yourself, who you want to be, what you will and will not do, what aligns with you, your goals, your why, your niche, your market. Once you have these fundamentals, you build your network, have your portfolio together, work on your craft, leverage social media. By the time an agency steps in, you already have done most of the heavy lifting. So now when it comes to opening a higher door for you, it's easier for you to step in than trying to leap from the ground floor to an open door on the 3rd floor. So these are things you want to think about when it comes to expanding past agency representation, because now for my next level, my agencies love me to death. They appreciate what I'm doing on my social media, but they're not going to be the ones who are going to help my brand to get, global recognition. They're not the ones who are going to make sure that I'm truly showing up for myself day in and day out. I have to do that. And that's something that you only learn when you freelance.
I love that. So, speaking of expansion and growth and next levels, obviously we know that you're a coach for emerging models who are looking to get to that next level as well. So, when and how did you know that pivoting to coaching in addition to managing your career was your next best step?
So, another fun fact that not many people know is that I have always pursued my dreams and coached at the same time. Like, from that first runway, the next semester, I was on the e-board. I was teaching the next wave of models their techniques and runway and making sure they understood how to navigate the troupe. So it's always been side by side for me. What I learned, I immediately understand it for myself, figure out the process, turn around and say, hey, you want to do this as well? Here are the steps. I've always done that. So once I got past the freelancing stage, I started a blog. The blog was great. It gave all these models free resources. I realized, man, blogs are a lot to maintain. Some people might miss the most important things. For the next level that I went to as a model, I'm like, okay, how do I quantify this into an actionable resource for models? I put together the school. So now I'm able to reach the global market that I have built from my blog and reach them with the school. So when you have that happening now that the school is up, everything that I'm learning in real time, especially during COVID, the school was actually founded late 2019, but really launched 2020. Going through COVID and seeing firsthand what's happening in the industry, I'm able to turn around, put it back into the school, and push forward while taking a lot of models with me as far as with knowledge of what's happening in real time. So it's been a consistent pattern with me to model, even if it's sometimes to part-time, to full-time, to also coach and reach back and say, hey, you don't have to, go through all these scammy situations. Here's how you avoid them. Hey, you don't have to work for free. Here's how you set your rate. Hey, you don't have to be awkward in your poses. Here's how you practice for 15 minutes a day. Like, that is always a system. And in doing so, what a lot of people don't realize is that if you want to get better at something, you teach it. So the reason that I've also accelerated as a model is because I'm constantly teaching models the ins and out of modeling. So what I learned, I have to then break it down, make it quantifiable, make it actionable, make it a process that anybody can do. And then I have to teach that again and again and again. So of course, naturally, as I teach it, I'm refining it for myself. So it kind of pushes both aspects of it forward.
I love that you mentioned that because your go-getter spirit is so evident and contagious. A lot of people who are meant to be coaches sit on it and they're like, oh, I just don't have enough experience or I haven't done enough. And I love that you're like, I am not waiting. I am immediately turning around and I'm going to pour back into others through what I've already learned. And with that being said, when you did come to the Founder Circle, Model University was already a thing. Like it was a platform in itself. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was a free resource center and then there was like a course or membership program in the beginning. So, what brought you to the Founder Circle? Like, what were you looking for when you were researching programs to join and ultimately helped you with deciding to take this next step?
Okay, so first and foremost, I'd already consumed all of your podcast episodes. Like, this was like before the second rebrands. This is when you were interviewing beauty gurus. And I'm like, well, that's not too helpful for me because I don't do beauty, but I like what she's doing here. I see the vision. And then we got more into business. And I'm like, okay, great. And then we got more specific with coaching. And I'm like, okay, really great. I'm somebody, I've had a LLC since 2016, and every single year I invested in coaching. And I always make my returns. Like, it doesn't matter if I invest $100 or $1,000, I make it back. Simply because I don't like losing money, y'all. But by the time I built out the school, I had done all that I personally knew how to do when it came to running a business in that capacity. Like, it's one thing to have in-person services. I know how to do that because modeling is an in-person service. But when it came to structuring my business platform as an actual like strategic resource that would get people the biggest returns, I had eventually hit a wall. By the time I came to the Founder Circle, quick little recap, I did have a free resource. I was still adding more free things because I didn't want people to have excuses about why they couldn't be great. But I tried to do the membership. And this is not to knock anybody on memberships, but memberships are hard. You have to constantly create content. You have to upload it in a timely fashion. It might take you 2 weeks to make all the content for a month, and somebody goes through it in like 2 days. And you're still working full time. You have to have the numbers to make it make sense. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I was tired. I was tired.
Yep.
I was tired. So I'm like, there has to be a better way to do this. There's no way
Right.
God brought me this far to make this platform, and then I'm just gonna fall out when it comes to creating a resource that not only gives the models what they want and need, but also rewards me for putting forth all of the content, effort, and forethought into taking years of experience and packaging it to help people accelerate their careers. So that's when I turned to the Founder Circle, because you had also done a lot of rebrands, if I'm not mistaken, for your business. You had like a coaching Facebook group first, and I was just like, I don't really like Facebook, so I'm gonna wait. And then you came out with this, and I'm like, wait, I can just make a really high value program and just hyper focus on a few people so that I'm not dying after being like fully booked out as a full-time model and feeling like I can't service them properly. Like, there's a way for me to have best of both worlds and everybody's happening. I need to know more. I need to know more because this is the happiness I want and I want to give. So at that point, I think you had opened up enrollment. But it was like the final days, like you were getting ready to close cart. It was like 2 or 3 days. And I was just like, okay, ran through my financial advisor. I'm just like, look, this is like the actual full cost of the program. I don't want to empty that much out of the business account. Is it like, do you think that we can maintain the monthly plan? And business advisor was like, yeah, financially, it's not gonna look bad on your taxes, and push come to shove, it'll just be a write-off if for whatever reason you don't succeed in this program. And I'm just like, well, I haven't failed this yet. So at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I was like, it has what I need. I'm just going to go with it. And I've been there ever since. I've been here ever since. Been rocking strong.
Yeah. Yeah, you have, and you hit the ground running, which with your schedule, I love. So you decided to pull the trigger and you jumped in the program. So high level, what's been your experience? Did you get what you needed? What was some of the aha moments that really helps with the development of model mastery?
So, okay. One, I like alliterations, but it had a lot to do with really building out what I already had, but not letting that stop me from building what I know I needed in the program. So inside of the founder circle, I now have 3 programs, but the one that you all really helped me develop, which is the model maker program, allows me to, in 6 months, help models to set their model foundation, sell their modeling services, and scale their career. Because of the founder circle, I know that I'm doing that through giving models bankable skills, sustainable income, and an aligned modeling career. Really happy to be able to do that with the model maker program. But what really held me back in the beginning is feeling like I have to have everything done immediately. Like my other program, I was trying to revamp the membership, and I was like, it's not done, so I can't include it in the high level program. And then you're just like, well, does it really need to be done? If people are on a membership track and you're going to finish that out in a few months, why not just complete the program now and put the complete program with your model maker program? And I was like, biggest aha moment. Helped me to actually finish the program, especially the base information for the program, months ahead of schedule. It helped me to launch ahead of schedule. It helped me to really actually service the models that I needed to, because if I didn't launch with the clarity that I got inside of the founder circle, the 6 models who enrolled inside of the spring semester, which is like the first semester of the model maker program, they wouldn't have gotten their results. Like, I literally have models who are being thought about and talked about and boasted about by mother agencies. I have models who are in some of the newest and hottest music videos of summer 2021. I have models who are getting paid for their special skills that we discovered and leaned into outside of modeling. I've got models who, even, with kids or in college or working full-time jobs, are getting their results. So I'm extremely happy that the founder circle not only gave me the tools I needed to craft the program, but gave me the confidence to actually put it together, the support I needed to actually, anytime I hit a wall or the launch wasn't going how I wanted it to go, or people was asking me questions and I have the answers, or people wanted to enroll, but the schedule is booked and I don't know how to do the calls. And all of those moments were handled in support. Even when it felt like everything was crumbling down, I was able to successfully not only craft the program, sell the program, and service the individuals who decided to invest in themselves. So 10 out of 10 recommend the Founder Circle. And above that,
So speaking of Model Maker, I know you've given us a lot about Model Maker, but just for those who may be interested or has friends or family that they think would be great, who's the best fit for Model Maker? Who would be the best talent for you? As well as, how do we learn about the program? How do we apply? Is it too late? If so, how do we get on a wait list? How do we get it? How do we get in your cohort?
Okay, so the Model Maker program, because it is very hands-on, it's very intensive. It is a 6-month program, and we handle a lot in those 6 months, but it's to really accelerate your modeling career. Though you could be a new model who's like never modeled before, and we could really build you up in those 6 months. The models who have the most success are the models who have actually been doing it for a while, maybe 1 to 2 years minimum. They've hit a wall inside of everything that they know how to do. They've reached that wall, aren't getting any results that they'd like. Very, very stuck as far as trying to get paid clients, not too good with networking, struggling with social media. Those type of models who have, they've been doing the work. They're, doing the trade shoots. They're, traveling to the nearby cities. They're letting you know, like, hey, I'm a model, but they just are hitting a wall consistently with taking it to a career level, whether part or full time. Those are definitely better models, fit wise, for the Model Maker program, because we take what you've done and then we help you break it down, see what worked, what doesn't, and then push you forward with new clear goals, a strong why, And then we give you all the tools you need to have a specialty as a model, work in your market, and then really develop a career that you can maintain on your own, regardless of agency representation. So that's who is a really, really, really good fit for the Model Maker program.
You
Now,
just say it so seamlessly. Like, yes, yes, I meet none of the criteria, but I'm like, but I feel like I'm inspired. Like, I could do it.
you could. I tell people anybody can be a model. There's space for everybody inside of the industry. But the reason I'm able to articulate it so well is because I had to practice a lot in the founder circle. I had to tighten up that lingo. I had to break it down so that when I say it, the model who I'm talking to knows I'm talking to them. If you guys want to know how to do that, founder circle, very easy. I cannot teach you how to do that. I know how to do it for myself. That's the one thing I cannot teach you.
If Lola is persuading you to join, please mention her name on the application so I can give her kudos. But two more things for you. So before we wrap up, I like to do a speed round. This is circa Bombshell Diaries podcast. When I used to do a fun speed round, just to help people get to know you a little bit better, and then we'll wrap up. So I'm going to give you 5 rapid fire questions. You have to answer immediately. You cannot take all day to think about it. First thing that comes to mind. Okay.
Gotcha.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, what is your favorite color?
Purple.
What's your favorite food?
Chocolate, it counts.
What's your favorite album of all time?
Kendrick Lamar to Pimp a Butterfly.
What's your favorite place to shop?
Hot Miami Styles.
And last but not least, your favorite book?
The Bible.
Yes, I love that. So with that being said, Lola, where can we find you? How can we stay connected with everything you have going on?
Awesome. So you can always find me literally everywhere. I'm Googleable. Hey, at LOLACHEL. I love to hang out on Instagram. You can always find me there, as well as the Model University at the Model University, spelled all correctly, all one word. If you are interested in the Model Maker program, the launch is done. But if you want to join the wait list, if you want to know immediately the next time it opens, you can always DM me the word apply. I will send you the application. You can fill it out. And whether or not you're a good fit, I will find a program inside of the university that will work for you, your time, and your budget. So check me out on that one. I definitely look forward to a quick DM from a lot of you guys.
Yeah. And of course, if you are interested in growing your coaching practice and getting your high ticket offer off the ground with ease, head over to thefoundercircle.com, fill out the application, and don't forget to drop Lola's name in the application as your referral source. And with that, Lola, thank you so much for your time as international superstar. I am honored that you could give me some of your time on a Wednesday morning. With that, I'm going to let you go. Have a fabulous rest of your day. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks for having me. Bye.